We could probably get it. Like, we could just drop an extra special 2-hour epilogue. Because I think we'll get through the rest of this in a half hour. I really do.
And welcome back to
We know... No, wait, fuck.
the demo
Welcome...
we know.
There we go.
This might be the same episode, but it might be a new episode.
We'll find out. Juliet will find out later and then tell me.
Mm-hmm.
So, welcome to another or the same The Demo We Know Wednesday.
Do you want to stick to the same voices?
Yeah, but we're gonna... Yeah, I think our true root voices are the best, like, voice work we've done.
Mm-hmm. I guess if this is a new thing, I still think people will just start at the Demo We Know episode 1. I'm Juliet. We're playing through this. It's been an exciting time.
I'm Kavita. Yeah. We're gonna aggressively click through these. Because we don't have a fast forward button.
We don't have a fast forward button or the ability to save and reload. And by click, it's literally hitting the space bar. So
right.
I apologize that for the last hour, you may or may not have heard the tick, tick, tick of a space bar. Nevertheless, we are here. And it's a great day to be alive. I think you have the first line.
Are we? No, sorry. We're punching through this bit, aren't we?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes, there's no choice yet.
I forgot about that. Great. This sucks. I hate it. And come on, it's gonna suck. Maybe it won't. Why? I do like that bit a little better in the main game. Why would you ever think that? Everyone hates us. Contrary to all evidence, it's gonna go great. The thing is, when we talk about speeding through it, I genuinely, like, the part of my brain that thinks about things wasn't taking that seriously. And I thought we were just gonna go through it all very quickly with less discussion in between.
No, I just mean literally, like, there is just... We went on for a long time. There is just not much to talk. There's just not as much material here. We are boxing out Neptune this time, so that makes the top choice. Here.
Something. Okay, great. Neptune... No. Venus and Jupiter.
Correct.
Thankfully.
Jupiter?
This is dodgeball?
Yep,
right?
That's dodgeball.
Great.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah?
Why are you... No, hang on. Why are you doing this to me?
Your first line read, I was gonna be like, what are we in, like, the closet again? Well, Neptune isn't going to do anything, so you're better than no one.
Neptune would kill anyone who threw a dodgeball at her.
Well, that's the other reason. Come on, hey, it'll be fine.
Mac.
One of the most painful parts of this game and the previous game, but this game I think a little bit more so, is like, I don't know, the violence done towards Venus, just like, I feel it in my bones, you know? Like, I feel it in, like,
Having
my
a rough
gut.
time.
Yeah. Uh, I want to be like, well, if we stop playing, then then 3 people won't be constantly picking just on Venus. Um,
Well, we know she turns out okay.
yeah, yeah, we must persist.
Ow.
uh, uh, let's see here. You're a snob. The worst kind of snob there is. Time out. Round over.
I'm gonna die.
It's it's gonna be fine.
You're lying.
No, really. Hmm.
Mm.
Okay. I'm lying. A little. Lol. Lamau. Ruffle Lamau.
Was it
Mm-hmm.
funny when I got hit in the face with the dodgeball?
Objectively, no. To those motherfuckers who I just want to like walk up to and just like sucker punch.
Get their asses.
Mm-hmm. Nobody ever expects it from a girl in a wheelchair. You know, that's the.
Yeah.
I don't want to answer that question. No.
It's pretty easy to tell when you're lying. I appreciate it.
Sorry, Venus. Here, grab on. I'll pull you up.
Oh, wait, no, hang on. Wrong voice. Well, I had a little fun. That wasn't low enough, damn. Well, I had a little fun.
Like, until you got hit in the face.
Oh, that part was fine.
Venus. Ugh. The thing that we didn't see a lot, and part of the reason I'm having such a hard reaction to this, is the violence done to Venus in the base game is, at least the violence that we see, is not like a public physical violence.
Yeah.
And like
We should get through this
bullying
scene. It will contextualize some things.
I just want to say, like, bullying and emotional and social violence and everything are like terrifying, and like private acts of physical violence are also like terrifying. But there is something so like on not honest in a good way, but like true to real life about like how public acts of physical violence are, or like were such a major part of like queerphobia, homophobia, like transphobia in like my experiences growing up, and like being around like other people, or being around the like the threat or the
other
actual
boys.
Yeah.
This
like,
one is not confined to Christianity, I'm sorry to say.
I was physically struck by multiple teachers in public.
Whoa. That was not a feature of my education.
And just like, looking back, you're like, I mean, it's not good, but it's just like, I mean, no, it's like literally, it's not good. It's not good. It sucks that this is a part of how, like, social order is enforced in a way that just like, man, I don't know, life sucks. Okay, we'll get to the scene. Seriously?
Oh. I'm faking.
Why? Which part are you faking? Wait, really?
You're as bad as noticing a lie as you are at making one.
Wait, is this why you kept just standing there?
You were doing so good I, at catching them away from my face, I thought I wasn't even going to get a chance.
Jeez. Well, you were right that the scene does change. I was
Yeah,
like, how could it possibly change here?
sorry, you probably wanted to win.
Hmm. Well, maybe I can fool you. Because I definitely didn't. But don't scare me like that. I thought I really let you down for a minute. Promise?
It's Yuri to me.
Yeah. I can see I'm starting to like the gears are turning in my head for me to see like the fan service part of this, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
To see the like what would it be like to get just a few more glimpses of these characters from a different point of view to
Yeah.
provide just like a little bit more like dimension to
Yeah.
them?
And they're all just like surprisingly sweet.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
also I feel like a characteristic of the demo that we know the devil doesn't like a big difference is everybody just like speaks their feelings a little bit more in this one.
yeah. They're a bit
Which
more
may
straightforward, probably because it's a demo and they have to be like, here are our characters, this is what the game's gonna be like.
hmm which maybe like the active characters non-canonically speaking their true like feelings or desires or wishes or like attitudes towards one another, like maybe that idea itself is an active fan service. Anyways,
Uh,
um,
at Sister
next
Workshop,
up,
we've hit the exposition for this one too, so we can just punch.
it's common sense that you can't fight the devil without a radio. It's common sense. You can't fight the devil without a radio. I feel like I've run metaphorically through the open air and then suddenly like come into like a glass door, but that glass door is made out of concrete. What does this mean? It's common sense that you can't fight the devil without a radio.
Probably
It's
because the radio
common.
has God in it, right?
It's
I mean, not literally,
common
but
sense.
like God is channeled through the radio, so you point God at the devil and then win.
Fight the devil.
Well, because I mean, like
Radio.
they exercise the devil in the non-true endings from the other game,
Mhm,
like the other game in
mhm,
the main game, they use the radios to to knock the devil out of the girl who is the devil.
mhm, mhm.
So that I guess is what this means.
Bear with me a moment.
Uh-huh.
Defeating the devil using a radio is part of the study of the camp. It's part of what you're like learning to be competent at.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. A, I'm sensing some themes, but B, uh, it's expert knowledge that you can't fight the devil without a radio. It's expert knowledge that fighting the devil with a radio is easier. The
Uh-huh.
idea that it's common sense and it's not like biblical teaching, it's not like church advocacy, it's not like social structure that you can't fight the devil without a radio. It's common sense that you can't fight the devil without a radio. The other thing, of course, that this necessarily entails is this doesn't say it's common sense that fighting the devil with a radio is good.
Yeah.
Because we only have like 2 negatives here, which implies that you should fight the devil with a radio.
Yeah.
But the bonfire captain doesn't say it's common sense that a radio will defeat the devil.
Yeah.
So it could just be that you can't fight the devil without a radio, but you also can't fight the devil with a radio. You can't fight the devil with a herring, you know, or a salmon. But you also you also can't fight the devil with
Yeah.
a freshwater fish.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Do you see what I mean? Like,
I understand what you literally mean. I'm not sure why I don't understand. I feel like this seems very significant to you this time, and I'm not sure why.
I don't remember it the last time.
Oh. No, it definitely came up
And
the last time. It's like the intro to the workshop where like
it
and then
must
Venus
have.
we played the scene where
Mhm.
Venus and Neptune talk about Venus is like, "Yeah, here's the transistor history."
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. Like this is like fixed onto a part of my soul in a way that I'm like trying to
You
like
read it last time. Like you
uh-huh. But it's like the copper wires like twining onto the crystal, right? It's like there's a resonance here. It's
Sure.
common sense that you can't fight the devil without a radio. Okay. We should just move on. I think I could do another half hour on this line, and I don't think that would make you happy.
No. I admit I don't have infinite patience.
Alas, or for the record, if Covey did have infinite patience, this entire series would probably be
30
roughly
years.
twice as long, I would say. And already, if I'm not mistaken, all of The Devil We Know together is 15 hours?
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's common sense that you can't fight the devil without a radio. It's common sense you can't fight the devil without a radio. Okay, now this I remember.
Yes.
Depending on what you're good at. Tune into the good word.
This isn't too hard.
Sweats.
Sweats. Right?
This is for Jocks, Nerds, I Refuse. For
Oh.
nerds. Okay.
We are boxing Neptune out still, so we have to pick Venus and Jupiter again.
Great. Huh. I haven't done my Jupiter voice yet this route, so I guess I did, because we just did the dodgeball scene.
Yes. That
the,
line
like,
really
space-
scrambled you.
Yeah. I am, like, not joking that, like, it's as though, like, you know when you need to, like, save a game, it's like, hey, there's a previous save file here. It's like, no, we're just gonna we're gonna write over it.
Yeah.
All memory of the past has gone. It's only common sense that you can't fight the devil without a radio. Jupiter, try so hard. Hey, what's this part do?
Oh, that's the crystal. It forms a diode when the wire touches it. Pass me that wire?
Sure. Oh, wait. This one?
No, it should be a little thinner.
This one?
Oh, that'll do.
You know a lot. Since all you have to do is swing them, I didn't really think about what goes into how they work. Just that we need them when it's common sense that you can't fight the devil without a radio.
Yeah, I know. I don't really know that much about radio either, but you don't really need them.
Are you saying it's not common sense that you don't have to fight the
Well, you wouldn't need them if you're good. If we were good, we wouldn't be here, though.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean?
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
We're much stronger than the devil. Everyone is. You can fight him on your own. He can only win by getting a foothold in your heart. If he does, you won't be able to fight him. So, there are people on the radio singing and praying. That's what your radio is listening to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sorta knew that. I guess good people really do exist. Other places, people fight without worrying about that. I guess that's why other places are so bad. Because it's common sense that you can't fight the devil without a radio.
Yeah. Hang on. We're gonna have to swing back to this in just a second. Hey, remember when I said earlier that I'm trying not to be too mean to Jupiter, but the scope of her condemnation is really, really huge and she doesn't understand it?
Yes, but I'm gonna need you to unpack that a little bit more for me. I might just be like too stupid right now to understand things.
When Jupiter says just now, other places people fight without worrying about that, I guess that's why other places are so bad. Like, I don't think she's saying it in as many words, but this is in China they sacrifice babies because that's what Buddhists do of this game. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, again, I love these characters all a lot, but my god, white women. Anyway.
And like Jupiter especially, right?
Yeah, right? Because, like, she has just enough belief that, like, she has to subscribe to the whole thing, and it's implicit condemnations as well. And, like, you know, as she says in the finale, like, she does understand that this is all fucked up, but, you know, sometimes you say things even if you don't believe them, and it still sucks for other people to have to hear what you say. Not that anyone is hearing it now, but...
Makes me
anyway.
so sad.
Whitewomen.jpg. Most of this is sad. This one time I would be a little bit bitchy.
Yeah, no, please do. I'm just like going to cry.
Anyway, here's my Venus. Let me find mine. I'm mad about things. Does it ever make you mad that good people get it so easy, even though they're already good?
Yeah, kinda a lot though. Let's talk about this. We have a whole scene about it in the main game.
Like 3 hours, Jupiter, so don't worry about it. I guess more like 6 hours, but whatever. We're definitely
Some people might call that the devil's number.
Yeah. Blah blah blah.
I was lying. Oh, and this is Jupiter being like, haha, sometimes I can lie and
yeah,
fake you out. It's great. Extremely happy. Some of you doing good. Talent show. Great. So, if we want to move expeditiously,
yeah.
For brevity's sake, we could pick the Jupiter scene and just skip through it.
Yes.
And that way,
we can focus it down that way, and then have. Either way, once we finish out this last scene, we will have nothing else to read except finales, basically. So, I think it's the same amount every time, but up to you.
Yeah. let's music, 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 music here, music there, music everywhere. Oh, the part of my soul that is like good at making decisions is also like stuck on defrag right now. So
Okay, yeah.
playing
Punch through all this
guitar,
bit.
looking cool playing guitar, looking cute playing guitar. The concert effect of those two complements together with this one really gets through to Jupiter that this isn't just words. I promise I never will think you're cute.
New content.
New content.
A new scene.
Because
sorry to call this game content. I know you don't think of that word as negatively as I do.
I can't remember whether that was a discussion we had on air or off air.
I think it was off air, but it's we can have some allusions here to.
So the thing that made this less of a last place was Neptune not being there.
Because Neptune is trying to break the whole thing, right? So if you put Venus, who is barely trying, and Jupiter, who is trying her best but always self-sabotages at the last moment, you get second to last place. Because Neptune's not there to break the whole thing down. Or at least to get Jupiter to break the whole thing down with her.
I'm just also thinking about the dodgeball scene and whether Neptune had the wrath of God raining down on people, but breaking the rules and therefore not.
I suspect that that's what the case was.
Yeah. Nevertheless, you're a snob. The worst kind of snob there is. In second to last place, Group West. Now, maybe that's not so bad. It's not the worst, right?
You're just becoming a British woman.
Well, it's transatlantic.
That's fair.
That's why I was saying, I would do the Katharine Hepburn voice for the Bonfire Captain.
I didn't realize it was transatlantic when I thought about it.
And I'm not doing the full minute of warm-ups to get into it, but that line is the way I try to remember her voice.
Fair enough.
But he didn't say be hot or be cold. But lukewarm water? Patooey, I spit it out. Well, we'll find out this evening at the Week's End bonfire. Dismissed.
Ah, boo. Couldn't you have gotten last place for me? Sorry.
They're all three smiling. That never happens. Couldn't help it.
Good job protecting. Hang on, I was delivering that in Venus's voice. Good job protecting the princess, Jupiter.
I'm dancing on doing a little cheerleader, yay!
What? Oh man, I thought this was in the balanced one. I'm glad this showed up early.
Oh, I didn't think about there being a balanced one.
Yep, there is one.
Cool.
We got second to last place without making anyone mad, at least.
This is also fun because if you're just playing the demo, Venus being a trans girl isn't this is one of the strongest points to it in the text.
Yeah.
Whereas Venus's ending sets up some of the devil things but isn't setting that up in the same way.
Or at least
But I guess that's mhm,
it's a little more obscure until you get the full context. Yeah.
right. I think you said this line.
Yep.
Yep. Maybe they'll go easy on us then.
Maybe. Or probably.
Oh well. Thanks for bringing us to second to last place.
Well, you kind of didn't. You just stood around looking cool.
Hey, I I actually tried, you know?
Well, I mean, it was still cool.
Okay. Uh, uh, um, well, if if you say so.
Sorry, I made that noise. I might not have come through in the
Yeah.
recording.
Mhm.
That's so lame.
Rude, Neptune.
She's a bitch. But it's... Huh. Cute. Ugh, you two are so good.
I hate this music so much. I say that with love in my heart. Uh,
And they don't even care. So why? If you both just... Ugh. Ugh. Fuck. Oh no.
hey, uh, hey, you're okay, right?
Neptune, try not to think about it.
Now we never get music like this in We Know the Devil. Oh,
Your radio is shrieking. You should get it. It's probably nothing.
the the devil is around. We we should.
I'm sure it's nothing, Jupiter. Do you have any water?
He's around here somewhere. If we don't do something right now,
Neptune's choking. We need water.
oh, right, sorry. Here.
Ugh, gross.
You know, Neptune, it's going to be fine, right?
Not. You two are way too good. So I sure hope not. Venus voices. Simply don't think about it. Simply ignore it.
So we have 3 new scenes left of content.
Yes, which is to say, Venus and Neptune at the challenge show, Jupiter's exclusion ending, and then the balanced ending.
And I swear to God, I don't know how to balance these things. How do you
I can
balance
walk you
3
through the
choices?
choices.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you. I like the true ending. I'm gonna just need my hand held through that.
Fair. Yeah. We'll lock out Jupiter this time, and I'll keep track of it for the true ending. I can
Great,
do that math in
thank
my
you.
head.
I really appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I'm gonna try not to say it after every line this time, but the stupid line is still like the axe hitting the door in The Shining.
Uh-huh.
My brain is struggling to commence. We know the demo. The demo we know. Here in the present moment. Here right now. It's a great day to be alive.
It is a great day to be alive.
Can you just say the first line just to get us started?
This sucks and I hate it.
Thank you. Maybe it won't. Everyone hates us. This sucks.
This does suck. Mind, body, spirit, baby.
God. Venus saying fuck. So Jupiter's in this either way.
Yeah.
So does it matter which
It
we
doesn't
pick?
matter.
Okay, I just didn't know if that algebra worked out some way. Mm-hmm. So anything exciting happen today? While I'm tabbing through this.
Oh, we got a couch
Anything
in.
fun?
We're gonna have it
Ooh.
assembled tomorrow because, and I don't think Cass and I have the strength between us to assemble a couch. Uh, yeah. Transistor workshop.
Can you try saying this line?
It's common sense. You can't wait. Do you want me to do a voice?
Anything. Your voice,
It's common
a
sense.
voice.
You can't fight the devil without a radio.
Thank you.
People are always saying this to me.
Okay, transistor, tuning.
I didn't realize this was going to contain a weird cognito hazard. I'm sorry.
I think that the listener may know about me already. I think a thing that you know about me already, Cubby, is that there are phrases that like unlock realms of my psyche as though there are they're like passphrases to like get to another level of a video game. I don't know if you're familiar to that old idea of video games, but I don't know. There's like whatever your theory of human intelligence, whatever kind of like concepts you have around that sort of idea, oh, I keep clicking and it doesn't do anything because again, it's the space bar. The fact that humans have language is kind of incredible. Jupiter exclusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. And as a result, it's no surprise that there are certain things that like stick in the craw of the mind. I think cellar door is one of those that like is pretty famous, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, for people who do follow me on co-host, I recently made a bot is a very strong word for what I made, but it posts a poem to co-host every day from the Poetry Foundation. And bearded creature in the rear view of the whip is that for me. It's it's such a fucking good line.
But I mean, is that a line that is meaningfully like euphonious, like meaningfully in like the psychic damage it does you, or is it meaningfully like because it have a meaning it has?
I like it both in terms of euphony and like imagery. Like I'm fond of the image that it gives me, but like I also think it just has a really good rhythm to it. Like, which I mean, you know, that's poetry. That's sort of the point. So I would say it's like it seems like a less. It doesn't blue screen my brain quite as hard as the other one has yours, but it is like really sharp in there in the same way.
I think the line that most famously kind of hits me in a similar space is "Urbane to comfort them, the Quaker librarian purred." Which is the first line of episode 9 of Scylla, or the first line of episode 9, Scylla and Charybdis, of James Joyce's Ulysses.
Right.
I'm always saying this.
You are actually always saying this.
Yeah,
that's not a bit. listener at home, they frequently do say this.
Comedy is when you're just entirely honest about something, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Comedy is when you like communicate your thoughts and feelings earnestly to someone.
Yes.
Um, mhm. Wait, or is that marriage? But uh, we're definitely gonna lose.
Oh my god.
Hmm. I think I've got like most of my mental faculties back, so I
That's good.
appreciate us. Hmm. Talent show. Jupiter exclusion. I want to hear Neptune sing while Jupiter stands there with a guitar. Sorry, did I
I'm
say
not
Neptune?
well,
I want to see Venus sing. I want to hear Venus sing while Jupiter stands there with the guitar. Is the words I was trying to say.
oh, right, because it's the one scene we don't get to see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jupiter
Top one.
exclusion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Neptune! Or wait, hang on. Where's my Venus? It's back here. Neptune, you're really good.
Right, I forgot that this entails my Neptune.
Uh-huh.
I think being mean is more honest. Honest. It's a little bit tighter there, and then sarcastic. No way. You're actually, like, legitimately good. I didn't know you were in choir.
My parents make me. Hang on. My parents make me. You have a lot of energy. It's really fun to go along with. But it was really hard not to laugh.
You drowned out all the best parts, though.
We would have gotten in real trouble. I think from the looks on their faces, they got it from context. You really dragged just about everyone.
Did Neptune do, like, an improvised diss rap about the other group?
I don't know if it was a rap, but yeah, apparently.
I can't think of, like, other, like, magical verse that you diss people in, or that you drag people in.
It was a diss track at the very least.
Yeah, yeah. We clearly did the best, and we will definitely lose. So this has been everything I wanted. I hope Jupiter isn't too depressed. Group South is going next, and definitely going to win, though. Can you believe those nerds are in an actual band together?
That's a nice scam.
Venus! Why? Really? You want to do that? You want to do that?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I do. If we don't get caught.
Venus? Are you kidding me? I'm so impressed. For real. Not very good kid at all.
Well, I'm not a good kid.
I know. We're still not going to win.
They won't either.
Ha! That's what I'm talking about. No one here deserves to have a good time.
I'm okay with getting what I deserve.
Venus.
So long as everyone else does.
Venus. Like, that was supposed to be the deal, right? So let's make sure. So we know
Combo
in the
Venus and
absence-
Neptune make.
Yeah, in the absence of Jupiter, and I think this is like also part of like the lived experience of Jupiter, right? Like, I think part of the this might be a stretch, but I think part of the reason that she has such a hard time like grasping what worlds are like other than the one that she is in is because if she does not step up in the world that she is in, things go very badly for everyone involved, and she feels to like blame for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm gonna temper my earlier like eye rolling with this single thing, which is like, I get it. She is reacting in a way that is very logical for who she is and the life she's lived. Like, I understand how that frustrating as it is to know that that is genuinely a way people think about the world. I like, you know, I understand how it happens. There's my one concession.
Let me say this line quickly, just because I need the music to go quiet. In last place, and also huge trouble, Group West. Gotta say I'm a little surprised, bad's bad, but this sure is bad for real. But you know, even the worst still gets a chance. Sometimes it's the one you never expected. Like Venus. We'll find out this evening at
like
the week's
Jupiter.
end bonfire. Dismissed.
On account of we blocked Jupiter out, and she's the least likely to be the devil. We did it! Amazing. I am so proud of us. I'm just so happy we could share this moment. It was close for a moment there. We almost didn't fuck it up.
I love Neptune so much.
It's so good.
You two were amazing.
Thank you, thank you. It's all thanks to Venus for swinging so well, and also for suggesting we make Group South look like idiots. Probably we got you in trouble too, Jupiter.
It's not like we weren't going to be last anyway. Even the bonfire captain laughed.
Good, right? Maybe he'll go easy on us.
It's nice to see you two like this.
Ah! What was that? It felt like someone touched me? What the hell? The radio's going off.
I don't think we see Venus's face like this in this whole demo so far.
I think we saw it. No, we saw it in her actual like at the first edge when she was looking at the light.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh no!
What's wrong, Jupiter?
I'm sorry. Oh no! Get away!
Hey, come on. We've got to get to the campfire. We're not safe here.
Don't touch me. You shouldn't.
Then get moving. Venus, grab her and move.
If you grab my hand like that, I can't reach my hair tie.
You need it? Come on, whatever it is, we'll get away, okay? Of course you don't. Come on, it'll take forever to get through these awful woods.
Thanks. I'll be okay. But next time, you should... What does she mean? Next time you should, like, abandon me here and
Not
save
touch
yourself?
me, something like that, yeah.
Never mind. Oh, the music is so loud. Okay, now back to the realm of being able to hear.
One more.
One more? Okay. We are currently at roughly 2 hours of actual, like, usable recording.
Well, we won't be going that much further over. Maybe like 5 minutes, because we can just, like, we don't have to read anything anymore. Except for the
Oh,
fight
that's a
scene.
good point. Wait, was that our third ending?
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is also a little bit surreal to be like breezing through the content at this clip.
Yeah.
Uh wow. By the end of this we really will have known the the demo.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's the idea.
uh New game.
It sucks and I hate it.
Come on, guys. I don't even get a concussion in this one. Sorry. I don't even get a concussion in this one. I've definitely played Jupiter as a little bit younger during this whole demo than typically, but like she's also like speaking her mind about things, which I think connects to that a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
Venus says fuck. It's honestly
Choose the bottom one.
bottom. Thank you.
Yes.
I used to be someone. Honestly, I might be that someone again. But like when I swore, people thought it was very funny.
Uh-huh.
Like it was like very astonishing when I would make like when I would swear or make a crass comment or like get like righteously angry about something. People were like, "What? Did that really happen? Like clearly that person deserved it." Like, because this never happens. I don't know. A different era. The wrath of God descends. Raiders are sharp. Guitar plays. Everyone is panicking.
Bottom one again?
Venus and Jupiter.
Yep. And then next time we're gonna do Neptune.
Okay, so we excluded Venus, now we're excluding Neptune, and then last time we exclude Jupiter.
Yes,
Great.
exactly. Much easier with only 3 choices.
That makes sense. Some people might call that the devil's number.
Well, with 3 choices, with 3 binary choices, you have 6 possible scenes. And some people might call that the devil's number.
Wow, you're right. One of the things that I've been thinking about recently, beyond all of the other stuff, because like Tolstoy's like, hey, y'all, most of the stuff we do in the church, in fact, everything we do in the church shouldn't be happening and everything. And also, why is everybody obsessing over this like virgin birth thing? That's not like that's not really relevant to like Jesus's moral and message. It's like the turn the other cheek thing. It's the don't have wealth and power that you use to like hurt people thing that is relevant. But one of the things that had me thinking about is like, wait a minute, how much? Because like the idea of the Trinity is like a significantly post the Bible being written idea.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still accepted as like part of the like core credo. Like, I mean, this is like what is it? Like the Council of Nicaea, right? That this is one of this big questions, these big ideas. And I'm like, wait a minute. Outside of like the actual act of Pentecost, and like Jesus being like, hey, after me there will be like a guide that helps you. Like, how much evidence is there for like the Holy Spirit qua spirit being like a definitive part of the like trifecto trinity that is God? Which would also, and I apologize, this is totally irrelevant. I should be tabbing through as we do this, but skipping.
Wait, this Jupiter? No, this is okay, yeah, so pick the top one here.
Great.
Yes.
it makes me wonder, since you already have to do a little bit of like um telephone operator, like connecting the wires between different books of the Bible to be like, oh yes, the devil is Satan is Lucifer, like
Uh-huh.
like that the tempter in the Garden of Eden and in Job and the like antagonist or the adversary that Jesus talks about are like the same figure.
Uh-huh.
I really wonder, like, since you already have to do that like extra step of kind of math and like literary theory to get that to work, is there not another step to go through and then like connect, you know, the idea that we call the Holy Spirit to the like the adversarial force alongside that like works alongside God?
Uh-huh.
And obviously
I'm
the
least
real
qualified
problem.
to answer this question that maybe
Uh,
a person can be. It's an interesting one.
I the biggest problem here, of course, is the Book of Revelation,
Oh, of
which
course. Yeah, that's definitely a thing I
uh,
know.
like barely like barely a book of the Bible. Let's be serious. Like Bella and the
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't want
Dragon.
to joke about Revelation being a book of the Bible.
But I mean, like listen, if you're going to include the Book of Revelation and not Bella and the Dragon or like the Book of Judith, like
Yeah.
Revelation should be
What
a
kind
thing
of idiot would include Revelation but not the Book of Judith or Belle and the Dragon?
Uh-huh. This is a story where Daniel, from the Lion's Den, fights a dragon.
Yeah. What kind of idiot wouldn't know about that?
I just think the Book of
What kind
Revelation
of
should
heathen?
be should be a part of the Apocrypha so that people can like call on it if they want to, but not
So
like
true, Juliet.
fundamentally frame the entirety of their theology and their like modern day politics off of it.
I agree with you. And also know what you're talking about.
Alright, if I say like a shining city on a hill, are you familiar with like that idea?
That
of,
one I
like,
am, yes.
Yes. That
Or, well,
that
familiar is
idea.
strong. I understand literally what the image depicts. There we go. New scene.
Yeah. Commenter, why don't you chime in on this topic?
I would love to
And-
hear what the commenters have to say about this topic of books that I definitely know about that should or shouldn't be in the Bible.
uh, I if I wanted to be really mean to you,
Uh-huh.
I would just be like, okay, we're pivoting. This recording isn't ending. We're just gonna start reading the Book of Revelation.
I would log off. Juliet,
But don't you want to hear about when the beast arrives and
I can.
he
Yeah,
has
here's the
six
thing.
heads and
I've genuinely said on this show I don't because I think I will be a more interesting artist if I don't. So
Great.
I would
That's a good
log
point.
off.
Okay. Perfectly neutral. The average Western Ohio, round vowels, something's not right, Group West. Can't put my finger on it. Disqualified. You did bad, all right. That's by the book. You're not here because you do things right. But you've still got a chance if you play by the rules, no matter how you do. Walk away from that, and it'll be right into the devil's arms. The kind of kids he loves are cheaters. Are you trying to cheat, Group West? Well, we'll find out this evening at the week's end bonfire. Yes, disqualified, but also dismissed. Whew. That like hurts to do. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I would have volunteered to take it if I knew that was the case.
I don't know that I've done a lot of neutral pronunciation.
Oh, that specific
uh,
voice.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, mask characters. Um, I don't know. Maybe that's a muscle I need to exercise more. Hmm. Hey, someone say something.
I really don't like it when we get in trouble. But it's kind of scarier not to. What the fuck, though? Didn't we do everything right? Way better than we were supposed to, for once?
Maybe we're not supposed to do that. Stupid.
Excuse me. Why do we have to do this? We don't. It's bullshit. What if we just left?
Hmm? Hmm? Hmm. Hmm?
Really? Finally.
Why don't we just leave and not come back?
Just kidding.
No. Let's really do it, though. I'm serious.
Uh, you really are. I want to, but it's not something we can really do, is it? It's literally just walking. No one's looking. I mean, I will if you both will.
Great. Then, let's go. Right now. Right now? Before?
What's wrong?
Damn it! I can't.
Rivera.
Damn it.
It's okay. It was a silly idea.
Sorry. Maybe you should go. I don't know what's wrong with me. And
If you can't, we're not leaving.
really don't have to.
But if you want to go again, we'll come too, okay?
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
And that's it.
Oh,
And then they became the devil.
yeah. The worst girl since Eve.
Uh-huh.
The new apple for everyone.
I'm truly, like... You understand what I mean by fan service now, right, though?
I understood better before I saw the true ending.
I think the true ending is kind of a preview of, like, you know, of the true ending of the game. But, like... Good job protecting the princess was the team just handing one to the fans, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
As were all of Neptune's like aggressive flirting with Jupiter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Venus saying fuck.
Yes, so true.
Uh-huh.
Oh god, I keep forgetting that Venus like doesn't swear. Um, like it didn't occur to me, I think, until the first time I read this thing where like Jupiter and Neptune were super shocked that I was like, oh, Venus doesn't like say fuck.
And like, I am someone who not every playthrough, but during multiple playthroughs of this, skipped saying the word fuck. Uh, uh,
Oh god, you did, didn't you?
yeah, both fuck and the alternative version of gosh darn it. Uh, um, that one really hit me on the final route that I couldn't say it.
Uh-huh.
It just like catches in your throat. Like I'm capable of like forming the phonetic phrase, like "God damn it!" Like I've said that plenty of times in like my real life, and yet,
Uh-huh.
uh, um, one struggle I've had with this game and with the project, the demo we know, or the devil we know,
Mhm.
has been around the idea of like, oh well, I've known like Christianity's devil. Like I've known when we would say like, oh, Juliet's known the devil of Christianity, right?
Mhm.
Um, there's kind of different meanings here. Um, there's like the devil that represents, you know, the door out of the weird, like controlled, constricted, like environment. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And into like the rest of the real world.
Yeah.
um, and there's also the devil representing like the dark side and harm and trauma and suffering and like problems of living within Christianity and within a like Christian culture.
Yeah.
Um, and
There's the devil at there's the devil in the moral sense and the devil in the culture in the symbolic sense, maybe we could say.
Mhm. Potentially, yeah. Um, and so like those two things aren't squareable with one another.
Yeah.
They are different. Um, they are different signs that happen to share a signifier for reasons that is built into them. That
Uh-huh.
it is not a randomness that we would lead to have like, oh, this adversarial force um representing two different things, one
Mhm.
where an adversary is like empowering and one where the adversary represents the negative aspects of something.
Mhm.
um mm, hmm. I'm also stuck not really knowing what this means in terms of closure.
Yeah.
If I were to recommend a playthrough of all of the parts of this story, I think I would recommend playing the first three routes, then all of the demo, and
Uh-huh.
then the true route
Yeah. I
of
considered
of
having
the
us
game.
approach it like that.
Mhm.
And then I was dying because you wanted so badly for things to go good that I just wanted to
Yeah,
show
I
you that
did.
things go went good.
That is incredibly kind of you. I I feel like, you know, one way of looking at this project may unfortunately be me being mean to you and you being kind to me. Uh, but perhaps. Ah,
I mean, look, if you need the selfish motivation, I was also dying. I needed to be able to tell you, look, it goes good, and also here's all this like stuff that I can finally talk about. Uh,
mhm.
because like it really does fundamentally change your impression of the game, right? The true ending. Like, uh, I don't remember if I told the story.
Absolutely.
I don't remember if I told the story last time about like seeing someone say, "Oh God, I'm terrified because I just finished
Mhm,
this game." I think I did,
mhm,
yeah.
mhm,
And
mhm.
but like it's so easy to forget that this is a horror game because of the true ending. Um,
Mhm. the three endings until I saw the true ending were like, here's the three endings. Like, here's the meaningful, here's like what they mean for the work as a whole, but like, here's three conclusions. And
Yeah,
then having seen the true ending, it's like, oh, those are like the end of a chapter. Those are
yeah,
not those are not endings in any like conceivable way, because
yeah.
there is an ending that does provide like climax, closure, and conclusion, right? Uh, yeah.
I would not fault you for going and playing the actual game now at this point, and just like re-seeing that true ending or looking it up on YouTube or something.
I might, or I might, now that now that there's zero chance of being spoiled or anything, I might delve into the world of
Archive of
uh
Our Own.
I mean, if you're gonna, some radios are sharp and some are heavy. Yeah, yeah.
I'll send you
I
some links.
Sure. Um, Recently somebody was writing a worm, the devil crossover thing
Yeah,
where we know the devil setting, but with the I think it's Taylor Amy Lisa from Worm. Um, and it was anything with prior authorization, as I like to call it, is a little bit hard to write. Which is prior authorization is what I call it when you use like the dialogue from one work with another work's like characters and setting. Anyways, as opposed to like, original content. Anyways, the thing that I did spend a little bit of time doing this week, besides reading The Kingdom of God is Within You, is reading negative reviews for We Know the Devil on Steam.
was that a why?
Do you ever? I ended up through, I don't know, at some point of editing. I think I was putting in links for different things. I ended up on this Steam page for We Know the Devil, and then I was like, they're mostly positive reviews, but then there's one negative review on like the front page of it. And then I was like, well, I want to find out more about what like the haters say. It's like, it's not a good impulse. It's not
Yeah,
one that I would recommend to others. But like on the whole, it's better than some seeking out negative content that might hurt me sort of like
yeah,
cycles that people in our broader peer group, I think, sometimes engage in. I And so it was interesting to see, like, for the people who didn't have the experience that I did and we did with this game,
yeah.
I like the critiques and problems with it,
Uh-huh.
which are primarily like, oh, nothing in this world is ever explained. The
I
game
think a
is too
lot.
short.
Uh, that is very funny. I also agree the game is too short, but that's out of a purely selfish desire to see more hashtag like.
Yeah, the thing I really want from the true ending is like, I want the if this was We Know the Devil, like the anime, I want to see the like We Know the Devil movie, like whether it's like
Yeah, I like the thing I want is like, what is the next like, what
Mhm,
is the next week of these girls' lives like? And we don't even get the full week.
exactly.
Uh, which I think is
I want like
probably
an hour of
smart.
that.
Uh, on the author's part, but like as a fan and an enjoyer of this game, it does make me like, you know, uh, there are times when it is smart to leave a blank space, even when like I can understand that in my mind, and also in my mind deeply want that space to be filled in, just so I have more to like look at. Um, that is funny though. I also, I the other thing I'm going to definitely send you is the AVB's like AVB did a 100-day postmortem on like the making of We Know the Devil. And once I send that to you, that one should probably go into the YouTube description for this one.
Great.
Which I think is really interesting in the way that it talks about like, uh, and this is purely about like artistic creation at this point, but like, um, one of the things she brings up is like none of the world building made it in until like the second draft of this game. Um,
Mm.
like all of the stuff with the radios and the way the world is slightly different, like and I think she says that might sound odd in the era of like fandom wikiization, but like, it is in service of the narrative and not the other way around, and that's why I like, that's why I did it that way. So it's interesting to think about, like, nothing is ever explained as a criticism because it is like the central point. Yeah.
There were a few people who were like, hey, I see that this game is extremely for some people, and I'm not one of those people. Which, I can't comment on whether that's a, paucity of their own imagination or not. One thought I have, and please let me know if I'm getting too biblical here.
Uh-huh.
Thinking about the true ending, thinking about like what follows after that. Obviously, when we talk about the true ending, we're at this point basically exclusively meaning the true ending of We Know the Devil, not We Know the Demo.
Yes.
Is like, this as something of recreating the events of the Garden of Eden, more or less. Kind of the beginning of Genesis in many ways. The book of Genesis, that is. And then thinking about, like, if this was Eden, what's the successive thing that happens when you have like the flood in Noah's Ark? And then I was thinking, well, okay, so as this spreads, as this like joy and possibility and liberation, this like queer liberation spreads, does God wipe out the world? Like, do we like, nope, we're going clean slate. We're picking, one family of people who will survive with all of the animals.
I think I don't think there's an answer in We Know the Devil that is untouched by the national news, as it were. So I'll let you know in 30 years, I guess.
However, a part of the story of Noah's Ark that I don't expect you to know is, though you certainly might, even chance perhaps, or nearly, as I always say. After the flood, and the whole thing with the different birds that go back and forth, and you get the olive branch that shows that nature's coming back and everything. After the flood, people are, trying to restart everything. God grants a sign that says, hey, this is my sign to you that I will never do this again. That this was the one time I'm hitting the
I remember this person
button.
Get mad about this on Twitter.
And the big sign to all of humanity that God wouldn't wipe us out again is
a rainbow.
Exactly right. Which is to say, like, was this God's design all along? Like,
I think that is a question of how generous you are willing to be. I don't think that's a question that We Know the Devil can answer.
Sure.
I think that is a question of I've been a staunch atheist all my life, and that makes it easy for me to stay that way. So it is easy because of that, is it easy for me to say that God doesn't exist in We Know the Devil except as an extension of, like, I mean, obviously there is a literal force that's there, but like, as an extension
of culture
of the,
could have made that force.
Exactly. Yeah. Capital C culture from the like the lore of this universe writ large. So it is easy for me to say, no, that isn't God's design, because God's design doesn't exist, and it's not the design of the Christians who created the figure that speaks on the radio. I, as much as I say that, I don't remember if I've said this on the show either, but deep within me there is a teenage girl who's a Redditor atheist that I wrestle her down every day and say something slightly more nuanced than is my first instinct. Um, and in the interest of doing that, what you believe about the greater spiritual like truth of the cosmos is, and I say you, both you, Juliet, and you, the listener, is beyond me. Um, I, I am like I can offer my perspective, but I, you know, as I've said last time, I'm very small, and like we all are. But that's true of me as much as it is of anyone else. And like, I'm confident that the way I see the world is reasonably accurate. But I know that this is like a big enough deal that it's not something I make uh like strong dictatorial statements about.
Mhm.
Um, so like I don't know. Do you like the question of is this God's design all along is maybe the question of like, do you really believe that there is some benevolence in the universe? Um,
If you'll be patient with me,
uh-huh.
I a part of the reason why I wanted to make sure I went and read The Kingdom of God is Within You and brought it to today's reading,
Huh?
to today's recording, was like, oh, there's an additional voice that the like Reddit atheist doesn't doesn't access, doesn't have privy to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, that I think is like, not, hey, this therefore all of Christianity is good, but like, oh, hey, this is also part of the
Yeah.
dialogue of humanity on the topic.
Yeah, there is a
And
I mean,
Mhm.
one, I'm familiar with this, and two, like I know that this has come up in the context of like churches in the South as like places like physical places like where people could meet and organize and when I say people I mean where black people can meet and like organize civil rights movements and organize against racism and stuff like that. Like it is not uh you know I'm aware of that history.
Mhm. I but the other thing. So the question of whether God's design entails a God, is I think again, I ask you to be a little bit patient with me because these are topics that I have spent a lot of time on.
Uh-huh.
Um, Associated topics, at least things that seem relevant to this to me. The first of which, of course, is like I think it's worth noting that the world of We Know the Devil is very Gnostic, like
Uh-huh.
capital G Gnostic, um, in a lot of ways. And I invite you to go check out some of the cool work that other people are doing on Gnosticism and kind of the early splinters of Christianity and a few other religious movements that the Catholicism and Protestantism that we ended up with kind of snuffed out a lot of those other trains of thought. But
Yeah.
those people also wrote a lot and had some interesting things to say. But beyond like demiurges, right? Um, Beyond like especially like this capital C culture, then creating a god sort of idea. I feel like especially is kind of entailing some
Mhm.
Gnostic sort of ideas about the littleness of a god. Um, I One of my favorite topics secretly is uh precognition.
Mhm.
Is the premonitus, as they might say in Latin, like premonitus premunitus, is forewarning, is sufficiently advanced precognition indistinguishable from great evil. um is a thing that I could write essays on for other pieces of fiction, and probably will in the course of time. I haven't seen
Mhm.
it, but I predicted a little bit. Which is to say, if God does have a design, one of the questions we ask is the question of theodicy, right? Is not the question of the Odyssey, but theodicy. The question of if God is omnipotent and benevolent, why? How could there be evil in the world? Like, how is that possible? And the apologetics movement would have some answers for you. Kind of mainstream Christianity might have like, oh well, the devil exists. It's like, yeah, but like, why did God make the devil like that? Like, God is omniscient, omnipotent, benevolent. It exists at all times. Like, what's going on here? And we could break down a lot of different philosophical points of view on the topic, but I think the real thing to me is if you see an endpoint far enough in the future, and you say, this endpoint matters to me. The end, when we get there, the telos of it really matters to me and is important to me. Sometimes we talk about telos like humanity surviving or like defeating some existential threat, right? Or some people might look at a telos like white Christian straight culture needs to be survive and in dominance and in power, and that's our telos, and we work kind of backwards towards that effect. But especially when you move beyond the scale, because we are very small. You and I, as I like to say, are very small. When you move beyond the consciousness of an individual person, or even humanity writ large, if there were beings that existed on scales like that, might they have what I like to call a teleological etiology, which is very fun to both spell and say because it uses a lot of the same phonemes together, just in a different order. But like etiology, the way something comes to be, and teleological, having to do with the ending. I talk about this a lot in my study of the Twilight Mirage. And I'm so excited to one day catch up on Palisade to kind of talk more about that on that topic. But the idea of saying there's an ending and it does not matter what wild things need to happen to get to that ending, that we will like chart the path. We will shepherd humanity, or like the physics or metaphysics of the world, or politics or political events, or randomness to reach an ending. Not like a repetition in the Crystal Palace sort of sense, but an ending that has not been reached yet. So I can partly because I've thought about this sort of thing a lot. It's easy for me to then extend that grace, which is a very fun thing to do, to God, and say, okay, if the story in We Know the Devil actually happened in our material reality, then it would be relatively easy for me to then at least attempt to extend that grace to whatever thing started us on that path, and say, hey, it's really fucking sucked to get here, but as terrible as many things are in the world, I mean, this is a thing that I kind of was gesturing at a little bit in my unbelievable true story at the end of the True Route, which is to say, is it not possible that we are in the best of all possible worlds right now? Yeah, so that's my piece on that.
Yeah. I wish I had something more intelligent to respond to that with. I wish I had a line as killer as my refutation of the Monica joke we made. Maybe just maybe it's just that my perspective on this is like other worlds are useful to imagine as exercises of thought. As like maybe the way I should say this is like it's useful to look at the past as a way to help you plan where you're about to go. It isn't useful, but there's only one this is the best of all possible worlds and the worst of all possible worlds at the same time. Because there's only one possible world, and it's this one.
Which I think lines up well with, like, your own materialist, like,
Yeah,
ethos, right?
I see the world very, very flatly.
Which I really, really benefit from hearing somebody else say that, because that's not a. I could talk for hours about whether this could be the best of all possible worlds, but I need another person. I need another person to say, well, this is the only possible world. And then I go, oh. So Covey, I am extremely grateful and thankful for you.
Mhm. On that note, this has been the demo we know. I've been Kavita Purure. You can find me on co-host at YRGirlKV. That's your girl KV. You can find my tabletop work at yourgirlkv.itch.io. And I have been playing this game with Juliet.
Hi, I'm Juliet Lewis. You can find me here on YouTube at Mousewife Games on youtube.com. You can find me on itch.io at Mousewife Games. You can find all these essays that I'll eventually write on quite a few that I already have written at Folly on co-host.
Will we come back to another project? Who knows? But thank you for joining us on the demo we know.
Goodbye.
Bye.